Good afternoon, guys, and happy Saturday to all of your sunshiny faces. Guys, I am tired. I fell asleep. Like at an okay time. Not really early, but considering what time it was last night, like I actually took a shower and was like in bed pretty quickly last night. And then I ended up waking up when Matthew got home last night because they ended up getting in late. They went to IHOP after prom since it's open like 24 hours. So, yeah, then he ended up coming home and woke me up. Like, I just fell asleep too. And then he woke me up. And, like, the dogs, too, were barking. Like, it took me a while to fall asleep, honestly, last night, because the dogs kept barking at every little thing. Like, I think they know, it's really weird, but I think they know when, like, somebody isn't in the house. Like, if it's, like, you know, Matthew's out late or something like that, or, you know, like, I don't know, like, even to, like, and this wasn't really even the puppies, but, like, my mom went on, like, a trip and stuff like that. Like, she was gone, and, you know, or even to when she had her surgery, she was staying with my grandparents for a while. And so, like, and that wasn't with the puppies, like I said, not really within this last year. This is probably, like, the first time, really, that anybody's been out past, like, a time when most of everybody else is asleep in the house. But, it's, like, really weird. I think they honestly know when, like, somebody isn't in the house, and, like, they're very, like, on edge. Like, every little thing, like a car door, like, the next door neighbors, they started barking at. Whereas, like, normally they'd never, like, bark at that or something like that. But I think because Matthew wasn't home, it kind of put them on edge, like they were uneasy or something like that. And so, like, every little noise, you know, like a car would go down the street, or, like, you know, a truck or a motorcycle or something like that, something is louder. And, you know, they'd hear it and they'd start freaking out, like, right when I'm trying to fall asleep, too, guys. So they kept me up last night. And then, like I said, too, I had just fallen asleep finally, and then Matthew came home, and then they woke me up again. So, oh, yeah. And then he's, like, upstairs, and I think he took a shower or something like that when he got home. But, again, they heard him, and they were, like, barking. So they kept me up for, like, hours after I went to bed, which was frustrating. So I still didn't wake up super late today. I got up, I think, at like 10:30, which again wasn't super late compared to like when I finally fell asleep and was like actually out. Because like I said, I had fallen asleep and like was completely on and off, like sleeping for like maybe about like almost 2 hours or something like that. And then finally, like, you know, I was actually asleep, I would say maybe close to like 3 o'clock or something like that. So it was a little frustrating. But yeah, so, I woke up kind of late today, and then, this morning, like I said, I woke up at like 10:30 or so. Hey, you need to calm down. Whoa, little man, what are you all upset about? He's like freaking out. The washing machine's on. He's so cute when he gets angry. It's okay. It's okay. What? What? Like, Charlie's even really that angry. Whoa. Whoa, he does not want your paws on him. You keep your dirty paws off Charlie. Oh my goodness, you guys are so cute. You're so cute though. Yeah. Even though you get angry with each other. Do you get angry with each other? Huh, Mr. B? Charlie? Charlie. I woke up, like I said, a little bit later, and then ended up, like, by the time I was actually done with, like, all my morning stuff, I had my coffee, I took care of the dogs and everything like that. It was, like, 11, or no, it was, like, yeah, probably, like, 11:30, almost noon. And the Cubs played then at 1 o'clock today. I edited 2 vlogs, which was good. And then I ended up, it's weird though, because I was going over what I have still on my Mac, and I have an uneven number, which I don't know how that always winds up happening, but it frustrates me. I always edit in like 2s. Like if I do either 2 or I'll edit 4, possibly maybe 6 on a really good day. But like when I'm editing and I'm behind, I always wind up doing like 2s in numbers of 2, or whatever, in duplicates of 2, what is multiples of 2. So yeah, but I don't know why I was like, okay, so I'll edit 3, but I only got to 2 today, so I'm still like 1 off on my Mac right now. And so, and it's just easier too, because like when I upload, like then I upload and I schedule 2 a day, so instead of just doing like 1 a day or whatever. And normally I'll upload it kind of like in bulk, so I do it all like at one time or whatever. Anyways, guys, So getting that out of the way. I did edit today before the Cubs game and kind of during the Cubs game. Then we watched that, and then when it was over, I think like 3 or 4 o'clock or something like that, then my mom took me to Aldi to go grocery shopping, but we stopped at 2 other stores before that. We ended up going to Home Goods because she needed to get mini loaf pans, which they actually had a good deal on. It was 4 for, I think, $4.99 or something like that, which I thought wasn't that bad, and it was Cuisinart brand, so I was like, that's not actually too bad. I don't know if they were like on clearance, but they're the only ones left that we could find like down like a random aisle. So I thought that wasn't too bad. We don't have mini loaf pans. We have like regular loaf pans. But it's weird too because we only have one glass one and then another glass one, but I think I might have told you guys the short story. One's more shallow than the other. So like if I'm making zucchini bread, like I'll make a double batch of zucchini bread like for 2 loaves or whatever, but one has less like bread in it, so it cooks for less time, and the other one has to cook longer because it's a bigger loaf pan. And the other one's like smaller than a normal size loaf pan, so it's like really weird. So anyways though, guys, long story short, we don't have like 2 normal loaf pans, and we don't have mini loaf pans either. So now that should make I think either single or double batch. But we also have a little bit larger than like mini loaf pan size that my mom got and was using, and now we have like regular size ones. So anyway, we went to Home Goods, and then we stopped at Whole Foods because we had to find gelatin substitute, like vegan gelatin substitute for something. And so yeah, anyways, long story short, my mom was like, oh, we should look over at Whole Foods because we're right across the street from Aldi's. So we ended up going there, and we found it, and we were going to check to see too, my mom wanted to check to see oils. And it's weird though because at this Whole Foods that we went to is different than the one I'd been to before. And so it was kind of all like in a weird place. This one looks like a really new Whole Foods. But it was like everything was like, and it felt smaller a little bit, but it was like everything was kind of like not in the place that I would have thought it was in. And they had like stuff in like weird aisles too. Like you'd find like the majority of it in one aisle, but then if you went down a different aisle that was like more of that specialty, you might find like a couple of it was like really weird. And so yeah, I was like, we could honestly probably have found like this stuff in almost any aisle. But anyways, long story short, we did find the one thing that we went in there for, and then the oil was more money, and my mom was like, I'll probably just get it like online or through a supplier or something like that. We ended up going to the Whole Foods, then we went to Aldi. So we were gone for like, I felt like a while, not a super long time, but a decent like amount this afternoon. So then once we got done with that, we came home, and then we ended up we actually got like not instant meatloaf, but like pre-made meatloaf from Aldi, and like potatoes, and my mom just like cooked them real quick, and that's what everybody had for dinner tonight. I had leftover pizza because we had pizza for last night. And so yeah, I didn't cook, but I'm gonna cook tomorrow. So because I've got like freezer, I guess I do have a ton of freezer dinners. I always feel like I don't have that many because I'm like, oh, I used up this one or I used up that one. But then I go out there and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I have all this stuff in here that like, you know, out to the outside freezer, and I see like all this stuff that I was like, oh, I forgot I had that, or you know, whatever. So I need to it's supposed to be really warm this week, like 60s and 70s. So while it's warm, I'm planning on making my list of all the stuff that's out in the freezer so that I can keep track of it and don't have to be like, oh, I didn't even know I had that, like, or oh, we should maybe have this for dinner, because normally whatever's fresh in my mind is what I'm like, oh, I'll just make that, you know, because it's like what I've made most recently. But then I might have freezer dinners out there that I made a while ago and forget about them, and I go out there and I'm like, oh, I should make that. Like there was beef and broccoli, or beef stroganoff, and I was like, oh yeah, I have this out here, and I was like, this was from a while ago, like, and I forgot that I had it. And so yeah, I just was like, that's what we ended up having on Thursday night, I think. But yeah, like I said too, though, we have had like I think a beef, like it wasn't from that long ago, but like the ones that are more recent in my mind are the ones that I'm cooking, and then the ones I forget about, like, were from like a month ago or something like that, are the ones I'm like, oh, oh, yeah, I should probably make that. Like, you know, I think there's also beef stew out in the freezer too. But like I said, it's supposed to be like 60s, 70s this week, which is really nice. Tomorrow, I think, like today was kind of chilly, and tomorrow is supposed to be a little bit cooler. 60, which is still like for high, I guess, but still pretty nice tomorrow. And then it's supposed to get into like 60s, 70s this week, which will be really nice. So, yeah, we have that. But after we got back from Aldi, we ended up watching the Avengers, the second one. What is that? Age of Ultron, I think. So, we ended up watching that. And, yeah. So, we're on, like, the last little, like, piece before we watched the new Avengers, the Infinity War, which came out last night, yesterday, Thursday. Came out like Thursday night or Friday, I guess. And so, yeah, that is, we're going to go see it after Black Panther is supposed to come out at the movie theater May 15th, which Jack already saw and Matthew already saw, but me and my dad haven't seen it. So, before we go and see the new Avengers movie, we want to watch that one. And so, it comes out at the movie theater, at the movie store, so we can rent it May 15th. So we're going to do that, and then we are going to probably like the day after or something like that, or if, I don't know what the 15th is, if that's a Friday or Saturday, possibly go watch it that day or the following day or like that weekend or whatever. So that we can watch it quickly, because Jack's like, my friends are going to see it and I don't want them to spoil what happens and stuff like that. So, yeah. That, and then we are like caught up, I think. Well, we have like a small little section of like a couple more of the Marvel movies before this, but like we rented Ant-Man because it's the next one after the Avengers movie that we just watched, and we actually all already saw that one. Like, it was on, I think, Stars or something like that, which we have. And so I ended up, like, I was like, oh, guys, let's watch this. And everybody just decided we were going to watch it. But it's weird because I watched it before I'd seen any of the other movies. And so now, like, I watch it and I'm like, oh, so like that happened. Like, you know, there's little things that kind of like hint. They always kind of drop little Easter eggs from like other movies. And so if you're like paying attention to kind of watching the whole series, you see it. But like I said, because I watched that one first before I'd seen any of the other ones. And then, you know, I was like, oh, so like that's when I think they go to like this one place or whatever. And I was like, oh, and like that's there. And they've dropped like hints to other movies too and stuff like that. But I heard that the one after that I think we're watching is the Captain America Civil War, and then the Spider-Man Homecoming. With Matthew said Homecoming was like amazing. Matthew said Spider-Man Homecoming and Black Panther were like the two like probably best movies. And I think Jack was saying that the Civil War is also like really good. But I told you guys too, I really like the Captain America, the Winter Soldier. That one's still like probably my favorite like Marvel movie right now. I don't know why, it just had like everything in it for me. And so yeah, anyways, so guys, I'm gonna take a shower and head to bed because it's actually still early right now. I am like so frustrated because like we were done watching the movie at 10:30 and I was like, oh my gosh, like I have all this stuff I need to try and do before I get to bed. Like I was gonna run a load of dishes, I need to finish my grocery list to go to Walmart tomorrow, like all kinds of stuff, and I'm like so overwhelmed. And now it's only like 11:20 right now, and so I'm like, okay, I can kind of wrap everything up. I'm gonna have a little bit of hummus before I go to bed because I am still a little hungry after I had dinner, but yeah, and then like head to bed in the next, or go take a shower like within the next probably 15 minutes. So I'll see you guys all in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye guys.